Hi guys, so basically this is part 3 of a collab with me and Ash for Fitness Path. Basically this one is just like a general arm workout for his biceps and his triceps. So we started the day off with a little bit of a warm up basically to get his biceps activated. Now we have been doing other workouts before during the day, so his arms were actually getting used. So what we decided to do is go on his narrow grip barbell curl. Obviously narrow grip gets you peak in your bicep to get a higher bicep. Now if you can notice, when I'm actually doing my curls, I actually curl my wrist out and then I can bring him back up, and that's so I'm getting like a wrist exercise as well as a bicep exercise, so 2 for 1 basically. Now if you notice with Ash, he does it a little bit different to mine. I go fully down, so the barbell touching my legs. He actually keeps his arms out a little bit more because he says he feels a bit more of a pump. Now when I'm actually doing this, and when I try to do it his way, I feel like I'm using my back a little bit more, so I tend not to do that. I tend to just use my arms, but when Ash is doing it, he says he feels it all in his biceps, not his arms. Now we only did like one set, about 10 reps on that, on his narrow grip each. Then we moved on to his wide grip. Exactly as you can see what I was saying earlier, when I'm going down, I actually curl my wrists out and then curl them back to make sure I'm getting a better exercise in my forearms at the same time. Obviously when you're coming up, make sure you're tensing your biceps, make sure you get that blood pumped up the top. Now Ash actually does the exact same with that. He does a slow movement down, and then he does a quick movement up and tenses at the top, and a slow movement down. Now he prefers, when he's doing his exercise, to actually he gets more from his negatives, whereas I get more from my positives. So when I'm pulling up, I like to pull up and tense at the top, whereas he likes to get more from going slowly down. Like I said, he actually does his barbell exercise a little bit different from me. He likes to keep his arms out, while I like to keep them fully down. After that, we then moved on to his hammer curls using his dumbbells. Started off at around 10 kg each arm, then we moved up a little bit more. I ended up moving up to 14 kg. Make sure that my arm's fully down, make sure my elbow is against my leg. I like to do that because then it means that my elbow's not moving around. So when your arm goes fully down, when you bring it back up, you're making sure you are tensing your arm to make sure your blood is pumping into that muscle. And it's like kind of like fatiguing it. So then when you're going on to your next exercise, you know that you're using your biceps. I found out that when you're doing hammer curls, it's actually really good for getting your peaks. Now after that, then moved on from his biceps onto our triceps. Now we're doing a tricep pull down here, the tricep extension using a rope part. Now when you do this, we actually do 2 different tricep exercises on this part using the rope. You're doing a tricep pull down, and then on the next part we also then move on to an overhead tricep pull. Now the reason for that is when you're actually doing a normal tricep pull down using a rope, you've actually got 2 parts of your tricep. You've got your bottom section and your top section, like 2 heads to it. So when you're doing the normal tricep pull down, you're working the bottom section of your triceps. When you're doing the overhead section, you normally, of the overhead exercise, you're working the top set of your tricep. So like I said, we like to actually do both, so we know we're getting an overall tricep workout. On this one, we were looking at about 4 or 5 sets, 8 to 10 reps again, using about 30 kg here. Now after we've actually done this tricep extension, we then moved on to our preacher curls using a preacher curl machine. I was lifting around 45 kg, then we slowly went down, so we're basically doing it till failure. As you can see, I'm laughing a bit on the video because Ash was constantly trying to make me laugh and trying to put me off. But obviously you've got to have a bit of fun in the gym, and it worked. So the whole point of us going preacher curl is like after we've done all his main exercise on his biceps, this was to actually wear us out and fatigue our muscles at the end of the day, to make sure that we had a full workout. Now, like I said, we worked out from about 45 kg, tried doing as many reps in a set as we could, and we didn't work at a set thing like we'll get 4 sets on this. We tried working it down until we couldn't do any more. So we started off at 45 kg and ended up at about 35 or 25, 30 kg in the end. So we couldn't even do a full set, we couldn't do 10 reps by the end of that. So that means that we've actually got a full workout in our arms. That's brilliant. After that, after we did his preacher curl, we then went on to, it's like a preacher curl, but you're doing a tricep extension as well. Now, on the tricep extension, on the preacher curl, what I like to do is I normally have my elbows at shoulder width. I think I'm lifting about 60, 70 kg there. What I like to do is when I'm going down, I like to push my arms fully down and tense my triceps, as you can see in that little bit of video there. I actually find this really good for your triceps, especially when you're being in the tricep pull down, tricep extension, and your other different machines. And when you're at the end of the day, when you're going on this one, I feel like I get a really, really good pump from my triceps on this one. It's a really good way to end your workout. So basically that was arm day. There is a part 4 coming as well, so hope you keep your eyes out for that. In the description there will actually be a link to my Facebook page, Fitness Blog 93, and there's also going to be a link to Ash's page called The Fitness Path. So I hope you enjoy. If you like the video, please like, please subscribe, and until next time guys.